Hello all, Rambling Canuck here, back for another video. Today's video is, well, for me, the dreaded review of Star Trek Insurrection. And the reason I say dreaded is because of Generations, First Contact, Insurrection, and Nemesis. This is the one that I hated the most. It just never sat well with me, this one, so this is going to be fun. So before I get into it, let me just say this is not going to be a scene-by-scene breakdown and analysis. It's just more my likes and my dislikes and a little bit of a rant here and there and a few little things. So before I get into the movie, I'm going to share a story of this movie, because this movie was the first Star Trek movie I got to see in theaters opening night. I was all excited and happy, and it was a big thing for me. So, which led, this story will explain the funniest moment of the movie that wasn't part of the movie. So basically, as the movie is starting, Dolby surround sound was being pushed big time in the theaters here in Winnipeg. It was this, it would always show up at the beginning of the movie, and it would kind of be made a big deal because they have Dolby surround sound. So after all the previews and everything, the theater starts to go dark, and then the sound cuts out completely. And some smart aleck in the audience goes, "So much for surround sound." When the music came on, it came on so loud. I have never heard the speakers come on that loud ever. And it just made me laugh because the guy up controlling the soundboard went, "Oh yeah? Well, I'll show you." And yeah, so that was the funniest part of my entire movie-going experience for this movie. But yeah, it just made me chuckle. The best part was the punchline, because once the music blasted, all you heard was, "Oh, that's better," and half the theater broke out into laughter. But moving on to the actual movie. So, I'm going to start with the things I liked. I really liked the dress uniform. I really like that aesthetic. It is still to this day one of my favorites. I thought it was cool how they introduced the captain's shuttle. That was kind of cool. And some of the comedy lines, such as Worf, after he smashes one of these little droids that are tagging the people so they can transport them, he smashes it with a rifle and says, "I'm definitely experiencing violent tendencies." It was a good line. But all in all, the movie just seemed to drag for me. The storyline I didn't much care for. It painted the Starfleet in such a dark light, just absolute dark. The movie premise itself goes against everything Starfleet stands for, but to heck with it, we need plot. I wish they had hidden it more from the Federation somehow, that what the actual plan was. For me, it would have made it more believable. But the way it was presented, that they were hand in hand and everything was good, and yay, Federation is just going to, relocate and go against everything they stand for plot. So that I didn't care for. The other things that kind of took me out of the movie was near the end. They're getting ready to separate the collector, which will start the chain reaction, which will terraform the planet and kill every living thing on it. They come up with a plan to transport the crew off the bridge of the sonar ship to the hollow ship. Now, in movie, it seems like they have, from the time this plan is hatched to the time this plan is put into motion, 15 minutes tops. And we're supposed to believe that even if, okay, Data's doing it, Data's creating the holodeck program, okay, fine. Data can do things faster than other people, but Data's never seen a sonar bridge. I'm pretty sure they don't have it on the specs on the Enterprise E. So how did he manage to create a replica of the bridge with all of its devices that quickly? That it would be convincing enough to fool him even for a second. The timeline just always was jarring to me. From the time that they come up with the plan to the time that they impose the plan, create the secondary ship on the hollow ship, not to mention get the hollow ship from the planet to space. That part of the timeline in the movie just totally took me out, because it wasn't like they had hours to come up with this plan, put this plan into action, and do it. So for me, that bothered me. The other plot was the long trek through the mountains just 'cause plot. It just kind of like the sonar and the Baku have been there forever. So the second that Picard is going to take them on this trek to the mountains where there's this deposit that blocks transporters, shouldn't the sonar already know this exists? Shouldn't that be like one of their immediate, this is what they're doing, this is what they're going to do, and have some type of preemptive thing, because they should know these exist, they should know this is there, and by matter of deduction, this is going to be the plan. So that took me out of it. The sequence between the Enterprise and the two sonar ships, as the Enterprise is trying to get within range to be able to send out a broadcast to Starfleet Command, the whole quote-unquote Riker maneuver. For one, the Enterprise flies past them, venting this gas. Now my question is, do their ships not have sensors? At all? Because obviously they should know, oh, they're venting this, if we fire we're going to ignite it. But no, it wasn't the Enterprise that fired a torpedo to set off the gas, which would have made more sense. No, it was the sonar ships that fired and set off the gas that blew themselves up. that part never made any bloody sense to me. I don't know, maybe somebody can explain it to me in the comments, because honestly, that part just never made any bloody sense. The Riker maneuver basically hinges on the fact that the captain of the opposing ship is a moron. But moving along. So, all in all, this movie is meh at best. It demonizes the Federation completely. Picard and friends seem to be able to pick up so much knowledge about people that the Federation apparently has been dealing with for a very long time, but yet they somehow are able in such a short time to uncover so much about them that wasn't already known. I don't get it. The whole big reveal about, they're the same species and you've just stepped in between a blood feud. Really? This wasn't figured out long time ago? Why? I don't get it. So yeah, all in all, the movie is meh. It's not one of the better ones. There's some great shots of the ships. So there's that. Some okay battle scenes. But other than that, it is just meh. And for a TNG fan, it kind of just felt off and wrong. But those are just my opinions. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment. If you think there's something I could do to improve these reviews or improve my channel, please feel free to leave those details in the comments. I read them all. I reply to most. And again, hope you enjoyed this. Till next time, take her easy, folks.